Hey, it's your girl Moni 69 Ways Johnson. I'm here with another episode of the Braxtons, episode 2. Um, yeah, it's another emotional episode for me, especially after seeing Trina break down. It was just another emotional episode. Let's just get into it. Um, the episode started with the last one left off where they was at Tony's Atlanta house having a grief counseling, well, grief therapy session with Miss Spirit. I think that's her name. Miss Spirit. And she was trying to get them to open up to share and see where everybody at in a grieving process. And Trina spoke up and said that she don't feel free from anything. And then she said Tawanda was right because as we know from last episode, that Trina was there with Tracy when she took her last breath, and Trina really broke down emotionally at this moment and said that Tawanda was right, that she wasn't strong enough, because someone said she wasn't strong enough to be there as Tracy took her last breath, and she said she was right. And come to find out, Miss E was there as well when Tracy took her last breath. So that was new information. And Trina's having a really tough time. She went on this emotional rant that she can't lose her weight because she feels like she eats her and everyone's emotions. And I'm like, wow. I get it because been there. Eat your emotions. Yeah, so I definitely been there. Miss Spirit asked her, "What do what do that do for her eating her emotions?" And she said it just satisfies her body, I guess, at that moment, and as well as drinking certain alcoholic drinks, and it's emotional. It's an escape for her emotional reality. Um, she's not the only one who does that or did that ever. So I totally get Trina um grief, how she dealt with it or dealing with it. So yeah. And Trina also expressed that she's scared to, I guess, close her eyes at night in the darkness because it's like she said for like 2 years since she saw Tracy took her last breath, and it's like every time she closed her eyes, she sees Tracy taking her last breath. It's like a constant loop in her mind. Um, so she have a hard time sleeping at night. And I'm like, for 2 years, I'm wondering how Vaughn is like helping her or dealing with that. If they sleeping in the same bed and she just up to like 6, 5 o'clock in the morning. You can't sleep at night. What you do? Sleep in the daytime? How you function? So she got to figure out a way to get through that part of the grief, because not being able to sleep and be up all night for 2 years, and you got a husband. You almost sleeping in separate rooms at this point. But whatever. I mean, hopefully it got better at this moment in time, present day. So right now, so it was just hard to hit it, and I get it because like if I would saw my sibling last breath, I'll be no good to no one. I'll be good to no one for a good while. Yeah, most like I might not be good to no one for a good while. Definitely eat my emotions. Um, what else happened? She really was breaking down. Somebody was trying to get her, or I think it was the spirit wanted to hug her or touch her. Or they said Trina don't like to be touched while she's going to doing the breakdown. I'm like, not even a hug. Um, Miss Spirit also explained, told Trina that she's just not dealing with grief. She's dealing with post traumatic stress disorder, and she needs treatment. And I agree because that what she said for 2 years, like constantly seeing Tracy less breath in her head. It's yeah, yeah. So hopefully, she got treatment for it in present day. I don't know, but hopefully it just wasn't just left to the wayside. I just hope she got the treatment she need because she was the only sister who saw Tracy when she took her last breath, besides the mom. So she was the only sibling that saw Tracy when she took her last breath. So um prayers to Trina because that's tough. That's real tough. Tamar expressed that she deals with her grief through her music and stuff like that, and I guess that's helped her get past the passing of Tracy, and that Miss Spirit going by one, asking how they deal with the grief, and Tawanda said she dealing with Tracy death or grief on this more of a spiritual level, the way she explained it about like souls never die and she's not here in physical form, but she's still with her spiritually and talk to her and talk it still talk to her, even though she's not physically here, but she's here spiritually. So her spirit is here, so she still constantly talk to her. So that's how Tawanda look at it and deals with it. So and most people do, and I feel on that. So because I'm spiritual that way too. So um they show a flashback. Well, they show a lot of flashback. They show a flashback of Tracy and her saying her Tracyisms when they was doing the Braxton family values. Tracy got her. They said Tracy got her own language and stuff. It was just um nice to see those old moments of Tracy saying these crazy things, her own language, as they say. And then Tony said Tracy was the glue of the family. So, um, do I see her as a glue? Yeah, I can see her as a glue. Yeah, out of all the siblings, I can see her as a glue. Cause when they're doing the Braxton family values, when they was some of the siblings, I guess they were doing like a little boycott or break or something. She tried to get them to do the show, and it was like do it together, and yeah, they also showed footage of 2022, Tracy last days, with the sisters and the mom, spending time. They was traveling back and forth, spending time with her, taking turns, being with her, and they was dancing and karaoke, playing karaoke and playing cards and what's her name? Tamar learned that Tracy's favorite movie was Princess and the Frog, which when she was trying to remember what her favorite movie was, she couldn't even get the name of the movie right or the character. I'm like, Tamar, girl, you can't remember that. Come on. But yeah, so it was good to see the footage of Tracy in her last days and the sisters and the mom basically the family come and spend time with her. Um, And then Miss E, I think in her confessional said that Tracy told her that she um loved her and she was the best mommy, and that Tracy fought to the end. So, and that was the flashbacks, and then we get back to the grief therapy section. Um, Miss Spirit asked them where they are in their grieving process. It was a lot of it's like every time Miss Spirit asks a question about where they are or expressing or opening up in some kind of way, it gets quiet. I don't know if it's editing or they really was silent. It was like, yo, what the heck, you know? So what else happened? And, she can't. Miss Spirit can't help them if you know if they quiet, they on mute. I mean, I know cameras are rolling, but it's supposed to be like a been 2 years since I passed in. It's supposed to be like a healing process. It's like, how long do y'all want to hold or carry this grief? Okay, like she trying to help you if you express where you at or how you trying to deal with it or whatever. She can give you the tools on how to deal with it to get through it, to get to the other side. So yeah, so someone was on mute and um what's her name? Miss E says she feels pain hurt for Kevin. And they asked like, can we ask how they daddy, Mr. Braxton, and um Lil Kevin dealing with it? Cause I can when they was doing their whole session, you kind of forget that Mr. Braxton and Little Kevin is on virtually on like Zoom or something. So you kind of forget that they was there, listening in on the session with the sisters and the mom and Miss Spirit. So and when Miss E said Miss Evelyn said that she felt for Lil Kevin, but Miss Spirit is like, but what about your grief and your feelings of losing a child? Because she carried her. That's your child. You lost your child, and to learn that you was there when she took her last breath. So that's another thing added to it. So Miss E said like she prayed to God that she prayed that God would take Tracy um because that's how she was down bad. That's how ill she was. You want to like see your loved ones at peace, no pain. You don't want to see them in pain, so you pray to God that He take the pain away, like you know. And she said she knows she will see her again. So, but I don't know. It was I don't know. I would really like to know like it was hard, hurt. She's already hurt. I wish she could have expressed it more how she felt, even when seeing her child that she birthed into this world, who was leaving before her, took her last breath. So I wish she could express herself more of the way and how she felt. But it is what it is. Tawana said the last time they filmed in 2020, um 2020 Tony's birthday. That's the last time they filmed Braxton Family Values. Why I can't forget that get that name of the show. Yeah, Braxton Family Values. So it was 2020's birthday. Tracy said that when she swallowed, um, it burns really bad when she swallow or something like that. And Tawana Tracy told her that she needed to go to the doctor as soon as she get home. And she went to the doctor, and that's when she got the cancer diagnosis. She was stage 3, esophageal cancer. I think that's how you say it. Um, she was determined to beat it, you know. So she was determined to beat this thing, you know. But we know how it turned out. She put up a good fight, but you know, and yeah, it seemed like when they were showing the flashback, like she had her diagnosis, it seemed like she was declining fast. That's what it felt like. But yeah, that's what it felt like. You see the changes in her appearance. So yep, and Miss Spirit asked Tony, um, yeah, everybody was talking at some points, and Tony was really quiet, or it was editing. I don't know, but Tony said, no, Miss Spirit asked Tony where was she in the her grieving process. Tony says she's at the angry stage. She's not at the acceptance stage of Tracy passing. Um, because you know Tony whole thing is that she's the oldest. She's the one who always been sickly with her lupus and stuff, and now she has something going on with her heart. And she thought she would be the child that would leave first, and not Tracy. So, and Miss Spirit asks her, "Do you know what is missing to get to a deeper peace? For you to get to a deeper peace?" And Tony said that she keeps her feelings or whatever she felt suppressed due to the role she was giving as the oldest. And Miss Spirit was like, according to who? Like, elaborate on it. Tony is the oldest, and she became like Hollywood successful, as you will. And she felt like she had to take care of her family, especially her sister and mom, and her mom, you know, especially her mom after the divorce from Mr. Braxton. And she's been doing it for a long time now, and she's been doing it so long, taking care of them, um, that she got stuck in the road that she chose. I mean, that she put on herself. She put herself onto this role, and now she doesn't know how to ask for help or support from her sisters, or just from her family. Period. Um, she just Tony had to learn how to be vulnerable with her family. She don't know how to be vulnerable because he felt like she had to be like the one to take care of them. Like she got to be superwoman. Like she got to be brave all the time. Um, Tony said her parents did a great job of teaching them how to be a family, stick together, but she didn't do the best job of them living their. They didn't do a best job of teaching them how to live their individual lives because, according to Tony, she felt guilt and responsibility for her family, like they were her children, and it was like time she would put her sister before her own children. And I was like, oh, wow, no, honey. I would have been gave up that role. I would not putting myself that role. I would have been gave it up, especially when Tony got sick or with the lupus or when she started building her own family. I would have been gave up that role. You know me, I probably would never took on that role, but whatever. Um, and then this is where the moment where Miss Spirit eventually asks Mr. Braxton and look, Kevin, how they feeling in the grieving process. Mr. Braxton is like wanted to learn how everybody else is feeling so he could be there for them. But he really didn't say nothing unless it's editing. He didn't say how he feel about losing his child. So I don't know. It was more focused on the sisters and the mom. And then a little bit of little Kevin. Which was I don't feel like it was equal of expressing. So I get it they was there virtually, but they still can, participate more. Unless it was editing, so I don't know. But yeah, so she asks little Kevin. Little Kevin say he feels hurt every day because his mom is like his best friend. He talked to her like about every day. He not only grooming his mother, but he also grooming their relationship with his wife, which is a lot on a young man because he's still young. Um, and then with the issues with being estranged, having a strange relationship with his father, so that's a lot. And that then he have a kid. They have a kid as well. Little Kevin did himself uh for the moment, and you can hear him talking to the police about a warrant. They're gonna have to take him in a lockup or something. You can hear him talking to an officer, and Tamar making known that it sound like a police. She said it very loudly, like they can't hear her, like you mic'd up and they sitting next to you. I mean, they all trying to listen and see what's going on. And then Tawana, and then I guess Miss East told Tawana to go check on little Kevin because I think the way Tawana be checking on little Kevin, I think make it seem like they are the closest in for a relationship. She called and I guess she talked to the officers and she asked him what's going on, told him to calm down, take a deep breath, so they said it was a warrant out for his arrest. They said they got an anonymous call that it was a warrant out for his arrest. So they came to his house or wherever he was at to come lock him up. So and how that goes, like I think it was his soon to be ex-wife, who knows, or a regular ass friend, close friend or something. You never know. It's always be your biggest haters. So yeah. And then this is where Tamar getting her feelings talking about everybody keeping secrets and all that stuff. She got on my nerves. And Tony was like, nobody keeping secrets, and Trina trying to keep her composure. She said, she and Trina doing all that tapping. And Trina's like, I'm trying to keep my composure because this is not the forum for what look Kevin got going on. That's his business. This is not the forum. This is a grieving therapy session. This is not a forum. This is not the space to talk about what look Kevin got going on. And eventually Tawana came back and told him that he got arrested. It was a warrant for arrest and whatever. So Tawana is back sitting down. Child. Tamar is like being passive aggressive, and she took that like everybody keep it secret, everybody know what's going on. I mean, I know like being the youngest of a big family, sometimes people keep stuff from you. They trying to protect you, but I think that's bad anyway. Just in my opinion, like keeping something from the youngest, from trying to protect them from something, is bad in my eyes because as they get older, they ain't gonna know the reality of what what it is or what it was in real life when they get approached in the same situation, something similar. And and then this is when she started getting a little flippy with Tawanda. It's just, and Tawanda's like, when people tell me how they feel, I guess Tamar having a problem with her sisters not answering her calls or something like that. And Trina like, what? Wait a minute now. She like, wait. Every time you invite me somewhere or I call, 9 times out of 10 I show up. So I'm gonna need you to be more specific of who you feel that way towards. And I'm like, yeah, she do need to be doing that because she make it seem like everybody be doing her wrong. I be like, be more specific. Call this person out. So I guess she feels some way towards Tawanda because next thing you know, the energy turned towards Tawanda. Tawanda like, when people tell me how they feel or where they at, I leave them. I respectfully leave them where they at. Like, and then Tawanda's like, I answer your call. What are you talking about? And it was just a lot. It was a lot. And what else happened? Um, and when Tawanda and Tamar was going back and forth a little bit, they was in front of Miss Spirit, and Tamar, she take everything so personal, and it was like annoying. It's like they telling her what it is, and she don't believe it. It's like hard to talk to her at times. So Tawanda, she like, okay. She said, you put words in my mouth and stuff like that. And Tawanda was getting with her like in a calmest way. And Tamar is just like making herself look worse in the situation. It was just weird. When they was going back and forth, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of clocked out mentally because it was like, here we go again. Wait, Tamar is this like she do stuff to get attention. Sometimes she do passive aggressive stuff. It just, and sometimes she be saying stuff when it's not that way. And if she wants to know about it, she should ask them face to face or personally. So I don't know what was up with Tamar, but it was annoying and it was like really uncalled for. I don't know if she be hyped up for TV or the cameras or this is really her personality. And if it is so, I will have to deal with her with a long handle spoon because that's a lot of takes a lot of energy to deal with Tamar when she gets like that. So yeah. And I think they ended it like around there and since Lil Kevin had to go because he was getting arrested, Mr. Braxton had hung up, I think accidentally or on purpose, I don't know. And Miss Spirit said she's there if y'all want to do this again. And she recommended that Trina get some treatment solo dolo. So yeah. I think that was the end of the episode. They was cooking and stuff. It was just a lot. And they said someone needs to be there for Lil Kevin because someone needs to be there for Lil Kevin because he don't have nobody to be there, like to go down to the station to see further details about what was the warrant for, I should say. So yeah, I think that was the end of the episode for what I can remember that popped out to me that I want to talk about. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below of this episode. It's another emotional episode until Tamar did a little turn up at the end. It was unnecessary, but yeah, let me know your thoughts on the whole episode and stuff like that. And if I miss anything, please leave it down below because I'm going off somewhat of a memory of what happened, what I watched, and what stuck out to me. So, yeah, I would like to know their thoughts, and make sure you like the video, subscribe, share with your people, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the